So try to have a screenshot of this. All of you, if you are having, just have a screenshot like this. Because I am going to tell you how we are going to also do the time correction. Okay. So suppose you have taken the screenshot and say we again went back to the timing. So what is the exact timing? You can note it down. That is 8:15:54 p.m. 8:15:54 p.m. Okay. So accordingly, the first house had a particular degree, second house had a particular degree, and all these points of the beginning of the house are very important. In Kepler astrology, every beginning is very important. All the events are actually predicted from the beginning of the star combination, or you can say sublord combination. So I am going to repeat the sentence again and again. The beginning is very important. There is a saying in English, well begun is half done. So that means even if you are going to start something in a very precise manner, that ultimately means 50% of the thing we are going to achieve is done. So this particular sentence has to be remembered in astrology. Anybody whose mic is open, kindly mute yourself. Huh? Malte ma'am, you kindly mute yourself if you are listening to me. So, I hope you remember this sentence. Huh? Because all the events are predicted from the beginning of the combination. So the degree and the minute, each of the value are very important. So I have taken the screenshot and I can show you. I just want to check how the things are going to be different by changing only 1 minute of the chart. So say I am doing it 8:14:54 p.m. So how much correction I have made? 1 minute
One.
correction.
G.
So now I am switching it set. And I want to find out the horoscope. Okay. So now again I have to go to the KP system. And again I have to find out the cusp. Cusp is the beginning of the houses. So let me again click it. So see, Saturn and Venus are the nakshatra lord and the sublord of the first house.
Yes, sir.
But the degree of the house has changed, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
Degree of the house has changed. So let me go to the screenshot so that we can have the comparison. Okay. So this is how you are going to do. And I will tell you how this is going to happen. Okay. These are the photos. See. In the first case, Saturn and Venus, and degree is 99 degree, 8 minute and 29 second. Now this is the second picture. You can note down the change in the degree, isn't it? 99 degrees is there, but 21 minute is there. Okay. So because of 1 minute change, we have this change in the degree, and degree change means definitely sublord may or may not change, but we have to go into looking it. What about the second house? 125 minute degree, 5 minute 49 second. But if 1 minute change is there, then it is 20 minutes 16 second. Ketu and Mangal are the nakshatra lord and sublord. And what? Ketu and Mangal. Surya and Saturn for the third house. Here also Surya and Saturn. Mars and Moon. Now you see for the fourth house, it has altogether changed.
Rahu.
Rahu and Rahu. So again, Saturn and Venus. So Saturn and Venus. Ketu and Saturn. Ketu and Saturn. Sun and Venus. Sun and Venus. Mars and Sun. Mars and Sun. Saturn, Saturn. Saturn, Saturn. Ketu, Rahu. Ketu and Rahu. Sun, Venus, Rahu, Jupiter, and Rahu, Jupiter. So now which house has changed?
Only fourth house.
Only fourth house has changed. So now we can find out by predicting buying of a house or buying of a particular vehicle or something else. So from that we can calculate and find out how and which nakshatra lord and sublord are giving the result by using the concept of 4 and 11. Okay. Why 4 and 11?
Rahu, Ketu.
Why 4 and 11 here? Because buying of the house is associated with which house?
Fourth,
house.
4,000 expend and wishes desire
Wishes
ka
or
house.
11.
So we are using the software being asked by Maltal ma'am. AstroSage is the software, ma'am. So I am going to this AstroSage AI. Okay. So this is a paid version. You can get only AstroSage, but so many things are there in the AstroSage AI version, and they ask me 1,000 rupees per month for having this particular software. Otherwise, it is free. Only AstroSage is free. So it has also a lot of advantage when you will become a professional astrologer. You can save so many names, and we are going to use it for our day-to-day consultation and also for predicting things. But for accuracy and deeper connection with astrology, you should use Jagannath Hora. I will also tell you about how to use that. But see, suppose I am going to ask you how to predict a particular event, then you must understand the basics of Vedic astrology in predicting it. For example, getting a job. So now job is seen from the 10th house. And job is also seen from the 6th house because you are going to do something on a daily basis. Okay, if you are a doctor, treating the patients is a day-to-day activity. If you are a lawyer, going to the court is a day-to-day activity. So your daily routine or day-to-day activity is seen from the 6th house. It is also seen from the sign of Saturn, where Saturn is sitting. Or it is also seen from the 10th house from Saturn. So this is the basic rule. And we have to check all the three. If all the three are giving a very positive response, then you will certainly know that the person is going to get a job. And I have to check that by the very same method that I have told you in the last two classes. And I'm going to repeat that because see, these are the crux of astrology. This is only one method of telling how things are going to happen in your life, and people will never approach you for any other reason. They will simply approach you for prediction and for learning the art of prediction. Either they want to analyze their chart or they want you to analyze their chart. So in both the cases, prediction is very important, and KP astrology is important because you can give yes and no kind of answer, specific answer in KP astrology. You can see the chart, you can see the things, and you can predict that yes, this event is going to happen. No, this event is not going to happen. Yes or no kind of answer is easily given by the KP astrology. Prashna Kundli. People usually come to you to ask, see, I am going to face an interview on this particular date, and I am asking you the question at the night of 10 p.m. from this place. Kindly do a Prashna Kundli for me. So now you will find out the Prashna Kundli using the time of the questioning, and finally you will tell yes, you will get a job. No, you will not get a job. So yes and no kind of answer. Okay. it is very interesting and also important to learn KP astrology. And in my various classes, I have shown you how to find out the nakshatra lord and sublord. But I will again do it so that we can revise and we can learn the art of predicting. I don't want all of you to be my lifelong students. I also want you all to be my partner in popularizing astrology. This is a huge field and there are so much of demand in this field. Not only in India, in abroad also, so many people are interested to learn Vedic astrology and also KP astrology. And you see, I am a very small person to actually do a lot for this world of astrology. I require so many people to help me. So I always expect that all of you are never going to be my student forever. One of my student, Anjali ji, is here. She has started practicing in Australia. We are charging some 2,000 rupees, 1,000 rupees, 500 rupees based on the client's capability to pay in India. And for the whole course, I am charging only 5,000. But in Australia, people are ready to pay 5,000 rupees or 10,000 rupees for half an hour consultation. Because the value of money degrades in foreign land. So many people are here who are working in Australia or in US and they are earning in dollars. A haircut can charge you 100 rupee or 150 rupee or 50 rupee in India. But the same haircut charges some 1200 or 1500 in US. So accordingly, whenever you are providing a particular service in a foreign country, then people are ready to pay. You don't need to ask. They can easily pay $50 for predictions. So I also want all of you to actually gather people to our group, to bring people to the circle so that you can also predict. We can take charts. And in the beginning, whenever you are getting consultation, this particular method of prediction will definitely help you. And that is why I am taking the third class for the same. Because I know I can teach all the basics very systematically with the grace of Ma Saraswati. But these things are going to help you. You will get the blessing of Ma Lakshmi also. And don't feel shy to ask for some kind of fee for the hard work you are going to do. Because earning and learning must go together. When you learn and earn, you will always find happiness in doing so. And will also avoid very casual questions like my Rahu in the third house, what will happen? My Mercury and Saturn are together, what will happen? My Jupiter in the first house, should I face difficulty ever? My seventh house is empty, will I not marry? My seventh house is Mercury, am I going to marry a very small kid? So avoid these kind of questions. And avoid free questions also. I will suggest why. Knowledge is precious and there must be some kind of donation in cash and kind for bringing seriousness into the study. You should be serious about learning something. You should not value a particular subject which is as important as astrology and think that this is not going to help you. Everybody knows astrology can help them. And that is why so many people are usually trying to explore the world of astrology. So this is the master key of exploring astrology, KP astrology. Finding out sign lord, nakshatra lord, sublord and sub-sublord. And finding out the role. This can help you for time correction. This can help you for pinpoint prediction of a particular event. And if the event is not happening according to your prediction, then remember you are not wrong. The chart is wrong. KP astrology is named behind one of the South Indian astrologer. Krishnamurti Paddhati. K for Krishnamurti, P for Paddhati, method. And he has predicted his own death using this particular method, and he was 100% correct. Predicting that death, writing down the time of death before 20 years, because you know you are going to die on that particular day. So we are going to explore KP astrology and how it is useful for all of us. Now in the example chart, what I did was I corrected the time by 1 minute, and I found that only the 4th house is getting changed. So that ultimately means moon Rahu was just at the last point of a nakshatra. So that is why when there was a small change in the time, that particular nakshatra ending or the sublord ending got changed. So now you can see that 186 degree 35 minute. So you can easily find out that 136 degree 40 minute will definitely end the nakshatra. So that is why there is a change in it. Okay. So what nakshatra lord comes when moon is the nakshatra lord? What is the, you can say, order of the nakshatras? Anybody who can say? You have to remember things, na? What is the order of the nakshatra? Anji, who can say what the order of the nakshatra? Starting from sun. Who can repeat?
Pratika, Rohini, Mrikshira,
No.
Adra.
I'm not asking the name of the nakshatras. I'm asking the nakshatra lord. And remember
Okay.
this. Nakshatra lord is a planet.
Yes.
Okay. Nakshatra lord is a planet.
Sun, Pratika.
Ah.
Okay.
So when nakshatra lord is a planet, you need to remember the order of the Mahadasa also. It is same. So
Sun,
say first
moon,
Mahadasa is sun. Then what is
sun,
the second Mahadasa?
moon,
Moon.
Again.
Mars, then Rahu, then Jupiter.
after
Sun,
Mars, Buddha.
Okay. So now Mars, Rahu, Jupiter, Saturn, Mercury.
Yes.
Ketu.
That is the final. Okay. So if we are going to say actually, the nakshatra starts with Ketu. First nakshatra belongs to Ketu. Ashwini nakshatra is under Ketu. Second nakshatra belongs to Venus. Third belongs to Sun. Fourth nakshatra belongs to Moon. Fifth nakshatra belongs to Mars.
Mars.
Sixth nakshatra belongs to Rahu. Seventh belongs to
Jupiter.
Jupiter. Eighth to Saturn.
Saturn.
And ninth to the Venus. So if you are going to simply
Mercury,
remember
sir.
the
Mercury.
ninth to Mercury. Okay. So if you are going to remember just the number of the nakshatra, say I am asking 23rd nakshatra. So what is the number? 5.
Mars.
2 plus 3, that is
Yes.
5. So that is Mars. Say 13th nakshatra. So now who is the
4.
Lord? So
Moon.
4 is the number, Moon is the nakshatra Lord, isn't it? Ketu. So 10th nakshatra. Who is the Lord?
Moon. Ketu.
Ketu. Because that is the number 1.
1, 10,
19th
19.
nakshatra. 19th. So
Ketu.
19th means 1 plus 9. That is 10.
Ketu.
10 Ketu. Okay. So just find out the final number as you do in numerology. One day I'm going to also discuss numerology, because at times people ask you, this is my birth date, this is my time, this is so and so. Can you please predict for my future? And they are not going to pay you. So don't find out their chart and going to predict everything for them. They will not value your efforts. Okay. What you have to do is you can do the same by simply looking into the date of birth. Numerology will help you. Okay. Numerology will help you. For example, my date of birth is 26th November 2000, sorry, 1977. 26th November 1977. So now driving number or the very important number, Janmank, that is usually the first two figures of your date. Suppose you are born on 5th of a month. So the figures are 0, 5. So 5 is the total. Suppose I am born on 26th. So 8 is the total. So 8 is the number of Sunny, Saturn. So now my life will be definitely very much influenced by Saturn. Similarly, you can find the total number of your date of birth. That is 26 November. So 2 plus 6 is 8. Then 1 and 1, November 11. So 8 plus 2 is 10. Then 1, 9, that is another 10, 20. Then 77, that is 14. So 34 is the total number. So 7 is the number. Okay. 7 is the number. So how you are going to find out your partner or your friends by using this? So what is the number? My number is 8 and my life number, that is the total destiny number, is 7. That is exactly a combination of Saturn and Ketu, isn't it? Because you have to remember the number.
Sir,
Is there anything somebody is going to ask? No. So,
Sir, I had a doubt, sir. This two different you created, no, sir, by changing 1 minute time. For which one to take now, sir? The earlier one or the after one?
that is another question, and that requires 1 hour class.
Oh,
That is time correction technique. I will tell that. We are not going to
Okay.
mix it, okay? I was just
Okay.
trying to show that if you are going to change 1 minute or some
Mhm.
second in the birth chart, then that may change nakshatra lord and sublord. And for a
Okay.
particular house result, this change will definitely make a sense. We have to sense that, okay? Suppose I bought a particular house in the month of June, and I am going to find out that what is the actual prediction from chart. So what I am going to do is, I will find out the particular date from the Dasa system, and I will see which planets are actually activating. So which Dasa I am going to use? I am going to use the Vinsotri Dasa. From that Dasa, I will find out that yes, the Nakshatra Lord will be equivalent to the which Lord? Nakshatra Lord is equivalent to the Antardasa Lord,
Antardesha Lord.
and Sub-Lord is equivalent to the Pratyantardasa Lord.
Pratyantar Dasha.
So you will simply find out that. Then you can check actually according to the chart and what time you are getting the particular result. So it is not the other way around. Events will happen because of the things in your chart, and you cannot change the time of the event. What you can change is you can change the time of your birth. There may be some miscalculation, misreading, or while noting down the time because of the earlier era and non-seriousness of our parents, there may be a small error in the time, some seconds error, some minutes error. We have to correct that according to 2-3 events. So if you know both the technique, if you know P is equal to Q, then you will definitely know Q is also equal to P. Okay. P is equal to Q. That ultimately means you can also know that is reverse engineering. If you know how to kill a particular person, then you also know in some time how to save a person who is being killed. Okay. You cannot save a person who is killed, but you can save a person who is being killed. Okay. So now we'll see that. We will also use the technique, but in a slow manner. First mathematical tools, and you have to understand that. So now where to start from? Usually start from this kind of degree, which are less than 30 degree. So now suppose here 10th house has a lesser degree than 30. 6 degree, 35 minutes, 48 seconds. I hope all of you can see the chart, isn't it? So now 6 degree, 35 minutes and 48 seconds. So now what can be the sign?
Aries,
Aries. And who is the sign lord?
Mars,
Mars. So it is written there. Okay. Then who is the nakshatra lord?
Ketu,
Ketu, because Ketu will rule from 0 degree to how many degrees?
13,
13 degree, 20
13
minutes.
degree, 20 minutes.
Remember this, huh? These are small things. You can easily remember. Don't think they are very difficult, and they are very difficult to remember also. Astrology is very easy. The only thing you require is you must love the subject. Whatever you are learning, you must understand that you are learning a skill which will give you crores, which will give you enough recognition. I am known to so many people who are residing miles away from us on the other corner of the world. It is not because of my physics or because of my personality, but because of astrology. Unexplored territory can also come to your sphere. People from Vietnam used to message me. From Australia, I used to get message. From South Africa, from US, from UK, from Belgium, so many European countries. And one day, with your help, we are also going to get students from those countries. So we'll develop a particular ecosystem in explaining and understanding all these things. And that is why I usually ask all of you to actually maintain some kind of decorum while we are recording our lectures. When you see small formulas are very powerful. Using them can give you a number of different answers, and each answer can be correct. So first of all, you have to apply your mind and understanding and experience that how your Saturn and Ketu dasa behaved, how your Saturn and Moon dasa behaved. Where is your Moon? Where is your Saturn? Did you get the result of the house where your Moon is sitting or Saturn is sitting? Who is the nakshatra lord of Saturn? Did Saturn give the result of that particular planet? What was the quality of that result? Was the sublord very much familiar with the nakshatra lord of the Saturn? So only 2-3 steps are there. So some houses are always going to help you, significant houses, and some houses are always going to destroy the result which is actually given in your chart. Result is being destroyed by the 12th house. Okay. So suppose you are going to buy a vehicle. Vehicle is 4th house and gain of a vehicle is 11th house. So who are going to destroy 12th from them? So 3rd house and the 10th house. So now suppose you bought a particular house in the dasa of 4th lord and the 11th lord. So you are likely to sell the vehicle in which dasa? You bought them in the 4th and the 11th lord's dasa. When you are going to lose it?
3rd and 10th.
Very easy. 3rd and 10th. Suppose you are going to have a child in a particular time. You found the Lord who is exalted and who is also active is the 5th Lord and the 11th Lord. What you will say? The very chance of having a child who is healthy and happy and without any complication is there because your 5th and 11th Lord are activated. But suppose somebody is pregnant and the date came, and on the delivery date you found that actually on that particular date or further calculation, actually instead of the 5th and the 11th Lord they are activated, the 4th and the 10th Lord are activated. What you are going to predict? Anybody who can say?
Some complication caused
Yes, we have to tell that. You may find some kind of complication there. Never tell the 4th and 10th are there, so you are going to lose the baby. So that means you are going to be a very dangerous astrologer for the world, because death and life are in the hand of the Almighty. You are coming to the world and you are going from the world with the permission of that Almighty. It is not easy to have the birth of a human being. I have seen some people who are waiting 12 years, 10 years, 11 years for the baby to come. I have seen people who are waiting for 35 years, 40 years, 42 years for getting married. Even if we are predicting, we must remember that the final answer to the question lies with the Lord. And only when you practice truth, speaking good things, your voice is very heartwarming. Whatever you are going to tell, ultimately they are going to come true. And never predict negative things, because every negative combination is actually positive. Suppose you are having Saturn and Moon combination. So now people will tell you will suffer from depression. You will be pessimistic. You will have some mental disease. You will be cheated by elderly people. Because you know just half of the story. That is why telling all the negative things. It is because you have also experienced only negative things in your life. When the day starts, you actually start to have some kind of consultation from people who are actually seeking help in astrological groups. So what you are going to do? DM me. Give me 10 rupees. I will predict 3 right questions. So when you are collecting 50 rupees per day from people saying ordinary things, then your life is actually very complicated as an astrologer. So you cannot expect good astrology predictions from that person. And that never means people who are charging very high money are also going to give very good prediction. You have to find out the guru by yourself. Because who is predicting? A person who actually knows the 8th house. And which house enhances the 8th house? The 9th house. That is ruled by Jupiter, the house of Dharma. So unless you are going to be a principled person, you are observing Dharma, you cannot also predict the 8th house events or the 8th house story of a person. And our whole life is the story of a 8th house person. We do not know each other. For me, you are people who I do not know. I have to simply believe on the time that you are saying, this is my birth time, this is my place time. And I am going to use the data, and from the data, I am going to predict things. Maybe you are telling the truth, or maybe you are not telling the truth. So I am relying on your saying only. And when you are doing so, chances are there may be some misunderstanding and wrong calculation. People used to check, sir, I do not know my birth time. Can you please correct it? When you will ask what is the birth time, what is the hour, what is the minute, what is the second, he will say, no. What you are predicting is not correct. Actually, I know the time is between 1 p.m. and 1:30 p.m. You are saying it 2 p.m. So don't waste your time. Because events will never be telling lies. From the events, the time can be corrected. I will definitely answer the questions. Don't worry about that. But what are the formulas to predict? Simple formulas are there and so many things are there. What you are going to do is you have to touch the planet signification. Okay. So now from this, Sun is going to give the result of which houses?
Second, third, fifth, 12th.
5th, 12th.
So second and third are going to cancel each other. Okay. The very same formula of 12th house. So now which result Sun is going to give you predominantly?
Fifth and
5th
12th.
and 12th. What about Moon?
12th.
12th house.
So Moon is going to give the result of 12th. So what will happen in the Sun Moon Dasa? Sun Antardasa and Moon Pratyantar Dasa.
Some kind of loss.
So you can go to abroad, you can learn new skills. Okay. You can also have a good investment. I am not predicting about birth of a child. Why?
Because 12th house है यहाँ.
But there is no 11th house involved. Okay. 5th and 12th. So these are the houses which are going to be activated. But that is not the only answer. What I have to do is, I have to also find out about the planets. See the planet? Sun is going to give the result of whom?
Mercury.
Mercury.
Mercury and
Mercury.
Saturn.
And what is the type of result? How good or
Saturn.
bad it will be decided by whom?
Saturn.
Saturn.
Sublord. Okay. So now that is how we are going to predict. Mercury and Saturn, are they friends?
Yes.
So they will
Friends.
definitely help each other. Are they friends of the Sun?
No, sir.
No.
Mercury is actually friendly with Sun. There is a Buddhaditya Yoga, but Saturn is not friendly. Okay. So you can say Mercury is neutral to Sun.
Neutral.
And again, you have to find out another condition. Sun is the ruler of which house?
5th house.
Kalpurush Kundli 5th house. And Mercury?
3rd
6th
and
house.
6th.
3rd.
6th and 3rd. So you can calculate that Mercury is in the 2nd house from Sun and also 11th house from Sun. Isn't it?
Yes, sir.
So the houses are good in some way. What way? Second means what? Second house is referred to as what?
Money.
Dhanesh.
Dhanesh.
And what is 11th house?
Gain.
Profit.
I think.
Yes.
Eyes.
Okay. Yes. So now what you can predict from the Sun Moon Dasa? Sun Mercury Dasa?
Some financial gain.
Definitely people have chance to earn. Because two Dhan houses are activated by default. 2nd and 11th. Why 2nd and 11th? Because they are having that particular relationship in Kalpurush Kundli. Okay. In Kalpurush Kundli, they are having such a relationship. So whenever your Sun and Mercury Dasa are coming, independent of where they are sitting, you can activate them for good monetary gain. But nothing happens without application of mind and application of faith. Both the things are required. So what you have to do? You have to increase the energy of the Sun and you have to also increase the energy of the Mercury. Mercury means communication. Mercury is the lord of the Kalpurush Kundli 6th house. So you have a good daily routine for good Mercury, like sports person. Mercury is an athletic person. Remember this. Mars is a policeman. Sun is the boss of a company.
Bosch.
Moon is a chef of the 5-star restaurant, hotel. Moon is the provider, nourisher. Moon can be also a great psychologist. Moon can be a great nurse also. We
Healer.
have so many talents hidden inside the planets. And you cannot explore all the talents. You cannot be Leonardo da Vinci. Find out the profession of Leonardo da Vinci. You will find that he is the only genius in the whole history of humanity. He is a scientist, he is a painter, he is an artist, he is an author. Tell me the profession and that he is renowned. Okay? There is a story called Da Vinci Code. So now the more knowledge you are going to gather, the bigger astrologer you are going to become. You have nothing inside your brain. You have remembered 5-6 formulas. You cannot fool the whole world. You will be fooled by the world. And it is always good to have an empty brain because your slate is clean. Anything can be written into it. You can gather so many good knowledge. So try to have positive knowledge. Then you will definitely find out this planet will do this. And out of those 10 particular events, a particular combination can do. You will choose the event that you want in your life. And you will act accordingly. Suppose you want to win in a competitive exam. Which lord you are going to put more emphasis?
6th.
6th Lord.
So competition exam, 6th lord. Gain in the competition exam, 11th lord. So now what will be the best time for the competitive exams you are going to actually take part and be successful? Activation of the 6th house and the 11th house. And what is the worst time?
सर थर्ड हाउस का भी रोल होना चाहिए ना, एफर्ट भी.
अब देखेंगे. This is what you are going to add. Okay. Suppose I am telling you to prepare a curry. And I gave you only 2 main ingredients. The same curry can be given a South Indian touch or a North Indian touch or a Bengali touch by adding some spice into it. And you can do that. We can use 3rd house also, 4th house also, 7th house also. Suppose somebody is preparing for a competitive exam and that person is married. Can he do so without the help of the spouse? No. They have to bring a balance. That see, I am going to prepare for this exam, our life will change. So you kindly take care of our children and don't disturb me at the study time. And suppose you have a fighting wife. She knows that you are very serious about your career and you are going to be a lawyer or be a doctor or we are preparing hard for something. What she will do? Whenever you start reading, she will come to fight with you. So my point here is, you know what house is going to help you in how different way. Suppose as Samprati told, sir, we have to also see the 3rd house. 3rd house is your efforts. 6th house is your daily routine. 11th house is your gain. So whenever there is a combination of these 3 planets, that means dasa of one planet, antardasa of the other planet, pratyantar dasa of the 3rd planet. Without seeing your chart, you can prepare for a competitive exam or you can also start fighting with your enemies and you are going to defeat them. Again, the strength of the planet has to be seen because you know about your strength. How can you know about the strength of your enemy? You need to have his chart. So at times, we can help a person in deciding the partnership and there can be huge profit by simply investing 1100 or 2100 for having a good prediction into the behavior and nature of your partner. So every time there is a particular dasa being operated, in that dasa, you need to find out which houses are actually getting activated. So every house can give you gain. Suppose
Sir,
your 8th house.
एक सिंपल क्वेश्चन 6th हाउस रिलेटेड. आपने कहा कि 6th हाउस इज कंपटीशन. whenever we look at our competition winning, we have to look 6th house and 11th house. But whenever we look at the gain from the competition, should not we look at the 11th from 6th, like 4th house?
See everything. But first the basic thing has to be seen. Which is the basic house of gain?
11th.
So now that is why Ravan wanted all the planets to stay in the 11th house. He never wanted all the planets to stay in the 11th house from 6th house. Because you know that is the daily routine of a Rakshas. She will come out and eat somebody, fight with somebody. He will take away the wife of somebody else, and accordingly for the gain of that, he will count 11 from the 6th. That is the natural house of gain, 11th house. But again, when you are doing something, then you must have also a good 4th house. Now 6,000, 4,000, how they are related?
4th house is 11 from 6.
11 from 6. So now suppose you are competing. You are going to sit for a competitive exam. Now what kind of atmosphere you require at your home? Do you want your parents to fight every day? To throw things at each other? To
Peaceful.
disturb you? To pull your hairs? Do you want that?
No.
So you want a very happy
Please,
family, na? Supportive family? You want your mother to be besides you? You should not prepare your own food. Whenever you require water, then somebody should be there to give you the water. Are you getting it? So that is
Yes,
the
sir.
role of that 4th house. You require a very good place to study. So now suppose you are studying in your house. What is a good place? That is seen from the 4th house. Your mother is seen from the 4th house. Your moon is also going to provide you idea about your mother. So now all the things are required. And I'm not going to tell everything. You are going to add things into it like spice we add into the same potato. The same potato which we prepare at home, that can be prepared by 100 different ways. And in the restaurant, the same potato is used, and the dish that is being provided to you are charged 800 rupees, 700 rupees, and you get the potato at 30 rupees per kilo. So adding the spice is very important, and a teacher cannot do that. When you know the basics, you can add it. You can ask her, I am adding this, what will happen? I will tell. Don't ask me before and what is going to happen. Because I know I can add 4, 5, 6. I can add all the 12th house. I am doing that. You also do your part, okay? So let's come back. Come back to the topic. No more question in between. So now, suppose I am going to use the cusp. Will it be sufficient for me to determine what to do? I am going to use the cusp. Do you think it is sufficient for me to predict something using the cusp? Yes or no?
No. We also need Dasha.
Yes. So you actually need all sorts of information. In one of my class, I told how to gather information. And I have also told, more the information you are going to gather, more better prediction you can make. Better prediction you can make. I should not use 2 comparative degrees. Similarly, you should not use all the things for a simple prediction. Complex predictions require so difficult and complex analysis of the chart. Simple predictions can be made using only 2 houses, at best 3 houses, using nakshatra lord, sublord and sub-sublord, using the dasa, antardasa and pratyantardasa, using the planet signification, using the planets, using the Ashtak Varga, using the basic chart of D1 and D9, using the basic chart of D10, using the basic degrees of planets. Huge information is stored in the very small D1 chart that you have. And even if we are going to teach it for 10 years or 12 years or 20 years for the whole lifetime, I am not going to complete even 1/10 of the whole knowledge which is available. Remember this. What I can do is, I can simply say, these are few rules which you are going to use. Yesterday somebody was arguing with me He was telling Mercury and Saturn are always bad combination. Do you think so?
No, sir.
Why?
Sir, we have to look at the dispositor of that. कहाँ पे बैठी है. Then we should conclude it. But
No,
generally,
suppose don't go into that. Don't go into the dispositor. Simply tell. Saturn and Mercury are sitting in the first house of a person. Is it a good combination?
yes, sir.
Yes, sir, it will
Everybody
make
needs
the
to give
person
an
a
answer.
lawyer.
Like
Everybody,
it. सर ये स्पीच में थर्ड हाउस आवर स्पीच है. थर्ड हाउस लॉर्ड अगर मरकरी अगर लगन पे सैटर्न के साथ आगे बैठी तो
very good.
कम्युनिकेशन में
Very good. Anybody else?
Sir,
Think
it
it
will
is a
make
bad
the person a
combination.
good lawyer.
So now when I am saying a simple thing that Saturn and Mercury are in the Lagna, is it a good combination? So in law, usually 2 or 3 things are taught to us. Whatever information is given, you have to predict the conclusion or to say about how the case should proceed by using those informations only. You cannot take examples of some added information and find out the conclusion. We are also going to use it here. My only question is Saturn Mercury combination in the Lagna bad? Anybody else who can say? No. Don't worry, you may give the wrong answer, but try to answer it. 2 people has given the answer. It can be a combination of very good lawyer. It can also say very good communication skill is there. So both the things were very positive about the combination. Anybody else who want to throw some light into it? No. So see, actually these questions are irrelevant questions in astrology. Because the person who is asking, that person is definitely an idiot. And if we are going to answer yes or no, we are also idiots. Because in practice, never such kind of thing will happen to predict. The real prediction is my Saturn and Mercury are at this degree in Libra sign, in Leo sign. In reality, Saturn and Mercury sitting in 12 different signs will give 12 different predictions at least. Saturn and Mercury within certain degrees in the same sign will give 200 predictions because the nakshatra lord will also change, the sub-lord will also change. The house number will also change and the dasha period may or may not be supportive to Saturn or Mercury or both of them or may be supportive to both of them. So that is why in reality such kind of question will never come. So don't try to answer such questions. But you have to remember how to interpret the combination. For interpreting, say Saturn is exalted in the chart. So that is one condition. Say Mercury is exalted in the chart. That is another condition. And combination is also there. Say Saturn is debilitated. Mercury is debilitated. Mercury dasha is running. Mercury antardasha is running. So you should ask that particular person, tell me in which chart Saturn and Mercury are sitting and I will tell the prediction for it. That will help you to be a great astrologer. Suppose you are a very big mathematician, you know lot of mathematical skills. Do you go on every street, meet every small kid and you will tell 2 plus 3 is 5, 2 plus 2 is 4, 7 plus 2 is 9, Will you do that?
No, sir.
So answering these questions are doing like this. The doctor is a surgeon. He can operate a person and save 1,000 lives. But he is just roaming around in the Kolkata street and selling paracetamols. Remember this example for your whole life. You have to value your own time and your own energy. When you are very much in love with astrology, you are learning the thing with the blessings of God, then you are not going to share and spend your energy in predicting for every Tom, Dick and Harry. You are not an average person who is seeking 50 rupees or 100 rupees from people. You have to value yourself. If you found somebody who is very intelligent, who has great potential, then always say something positive about the person. People is asking, sir, I am actually very much worried, but I respect you a lot. I have read your posts and I cannot pay your fee. I just want to say, in this chart, in my D1, Saturn and Mercury are sitting in the Libra sign. Will you tell me something? I will simply say, you will be a great lawyer. I will simply find out his age. If he is 20, 21, 25, I will say go for the profession in law. And that professional advice without money will change the life of the person if he is going to respect your prediction or respect your knowledge. And always expect only 20% of people are going to respect your prediction. 40% knows a lot of things about astrology. They will simply test your knowledge. 40% are always testing the knowledge of others, and their own knowledge is not being tested by anybody. And they are the people who sell ice cream, who does small jobs, and they have the potential to do big jobs. They have the potential to achieve a lot of things, but just because they are spending their time in astrological groups, they will definitely achieve whatever they have achieved by now. There will be no change. After 20 years also, they will be asking the very same kind of question. What happens when Rahu and Sun are together? I know Rahu and Sun can give 100 of results. Sun is your Atma and Rahu is the corruption. So it will corrupt your Atma. You will not be remorseful, even if you are snatching somebody's life. But again, Sun is your boss and Rahu is the diplomacy. So now when this is the combination, you will be a boss who can do anything under the sun. He can save the person, he can put the person behind the bar, and whenever there is a combination, you are the king and a tyrant at the same time. You are a genius in the computer field. The whole world knows you as the topmost software engineer or a particular computer genius, because Rahu is going to show some kind of scientific temper, and even if you are going to go into the field of research and Sun is there, one day the whole world will know you because of your research. Because Rahu is very good in research and Sun is the exaltation, or Sun is the status because of research. So the kind of field you are going to choose decides what kind of person you are going to become. If you are not going to use the energy and the field at the given point of time, and you think after 20 years what your Sun and Rahu are going to do, then you will be another Asaram. People will recognize you, respect you, then people will also kick you because of your bad acts. That is happening. Nobody bothers about the people who are languishing in Indian jails. Lawyers charging crores of rupees are fighting their cases, and they are no more the demigods they used to be. So never tell that this is the prediction for this particular combination. They simply give you some kind of nature, behavior, and some kind of magnetic attraction towards doing certain thing. If you are not going to do those negative things, you will not be a negative person. If you know what is the positivity associated and you are doing the positive thing, you will definitely get the benefit of that. So any prediction which is being done is just because people share their own experience with you. They are predicting in a very mathematical manner. And astrology is not your computer science. It is not mathematics. 2 plus 3 is never 5 in astrology. 2 plus 3 can be 5, can be 11, can be 12, can be anything. Because 2 is Venus and 3 is Mercury. So now when there is a combination, because of your business acumen, you can be the most powerful and the richest person in the world. Because it is a combination of Mercury and Venus. In your chart, your second lord and your third lord shows that if you are very good communicator, then you can earn a lot of money. For making money, you must use the power of your third house, communication, partnership with your younger siblings, using your neighborhood for your business purposes, for earning money. And there are so many ways to do so. And the thing that you go on doing, you get the result of that. The thing that you never do, your chart cannot help you to get that. Because I always believe sleeping lions die out of hunger. It is a time for question answer.